Google Gemini Deep Research can give you a full research report in the same time that it takes others to Google a question and scroll through a bunch of results. This is insanely powerful, and I'm going to walk you through how to use Google Gemini Deep Research to make content that actually holds up and makes you money. It all starts with Step 1. Get familiar with Google Gemini. Google Gemini has a feature called Deep Research, but it's not something you get for free. You need to pay for the Gemini Advanced subscription, which is around $20 a month. That unlocks the Gemini 2.0 Pro model, the brains behind Deep Research. I was skeptical at first, thinking it'd just be another chatbot spitting out half-baked answers. But it's more like a tool that goes out, digs through the web, and comes back with a report you can actually work with. It's not perfect, and you still have to double-check it. But it saved me hours when I needed to pull together info fast, like for a blog post or a quick rundown for a meeting. The $20 might sound steep, but if you're someone who's constantly researching or writing, it's worth thinking about. At the time of recording, I can see that they're offering a free trial month, so definitely take advantage of that while you can. Step 2. Initiate Deep Research. To start using Deep Research, you need to get into Google Gemini. I do this on my laptop most of the time, but you can use it on your phone too, through the app or the website. You open it up and start a new chat, which is just a blank box where you type. This is where you tell it what you want. Let's say I'm working on something about how AI is changing marketing. I'd type, "Conduct research on the impact of AI in marketing." Simple as that. When I hit enter, it doesn't just start churning out text right away. Instead, it gives me a research plan. This plan is a breakdown of what it's going to look for. I get to read through this and decide if it's on the right track. If it's missing any important points, I can add that in. I can edit the plan right there, typing in extra angles or cutting points that don't matter. Once it feels solid, I tell it to go ahead, and that's when it starts digging. Step 3. Wait during the research process. The research process isn't instant, and that's something to know up front. It takes anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, depending on how much ground you're covering. Still, it's pretty instantaneous compared to if you were to do the research manually yourself. I did one on AI in marketing that took about 7 minutes, which gave me time to grab a drink and check my email. What's happening is Gemini's going out to the web and pulling info from dozens of sites. It's not just grabbing the first thing it sees, it reads through articles, digs into reports, and checks different sources to make sure it's not just parroting one opinion. I've seen it pull from places like Forbes, some tech blogs, and even a random PDF from a marketing firm. It's doing what I'd do if I had all day, hopping from site to site, refining what it's looking for as it goes. When I'm waiting, I can see it working in the chat, listing out sites it's checking. It's not something I can rush, but I don't have to sit there either. I can switch tabs and come back when it's done. When it finishes, I get a document right in the chat. This isn't some short summary, it's a full report. Every section has links to the sources, so I can click through if I want to see the original article or report. I've followed a few, and they're usually spot on. Plus, it lists every site it uses, maybe 20 or 30 in total. I can open the whole thing in Google Docs with one click, which is where I like to keep my work anyway. Step 4. Turn the research into content. Let's say I'm writing about AI and marketing for my blog site. The report's already got the core info, the case study, the stats, all laid out. I don't have to dig for any of that myself. Instead, I can just go through and tweak it. I might reword a few things just to make it sound more like me. I'll adjust the formatting too and break it up into friendlier headings and sections. If I want, I can pull an image from a free stock site, like a marketer working on a laptop, and drop it in to break up the text. The point is, I'm not building this from scratch. The report's given me a foundation, and I'm shaping it into something finished. What used to take me half a day is now maybe an hour or two, depending on how picky I get. Step 5. Combine with Notebook LM, optional. If I want to go deeper, I've been trying out Notebook LM, which is another Google tool that's free and ties into my account. I open it up and create a new notebook. I upload that Google Docs file from Deep Research as a source. Sometimes I'll add more, like a YouTube video or some notes I typed up from a podcast I listened to last week. Once it's all in there, Notebook LM can do a few things. I've asked it to make a shorter version of the research, like a one-page briefing, when I just need the key points to share with someone. It pulls out the important parts and cuts the rest. Next, I say for it to write a detailed blog post draft from all those sources using easy-to-understand language. It generates something decent, but it's not ready to post as is. I still need to tweak the phrasing and add my own take, but it's a start. My favorite feature on Notebook LM is the Deep Dive Conversation, which is an audio podcast version of the sources you upload. I just need to click on Generate under Deep Dive Conversation, give the AI some time, and it will generate a very realistic sounding conversation about the topic. You can use this as audio content to share or to listen to for yourself, which is incredibly valuable. Here's my opinion on the tools after having used them for quite some time. Deep Research is great if you're okay with the $20 subscription. It's not flawless, and sometimes the report leans too much on one angle or misses a source I'd have found myself, so I always check the links. But it's fast, and it gives me something I can use without starting from nothing. Adding Notebook LM just makes it more flexible, letting me turn that research into different formats without extra work. I love using these two tools together because Deep Research does the tedious work of going out and pulling together a report with real info and sources. Then, Notebook LM takes that and lets me repurpose it however I need. Whether it's a quick summary, a post, or that podcast trick, it's a setup that makes sense once you use it a few times. I've stuck to blog posts mostly, but I could see it working for other things, like putting together a report for work or even sorting out research for a hobby project. It's not about replacing what I do. It's about cutting out the boring part so I can focus on the actual writing or thinking. Have you used Google Gemini Deep Research or Notebook LM before? Will you be giving them a try? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful or interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.